right now. Hopefully it's recording. Okay. So the wiki, I have the wiki up on the screen, so you should be able to see my screen. You can also access the wiki from your own screen if you want to follow along with us. It's up to you. IUA Curriculum Network.wikispaces.com. So really what we're going to do is just go through the agenda. We kept this agenda fairly light. All we have are our PDE updates and our regular IU8 updates. Because like I said, it's May. I know you all have a lot to do, and we just kind of wanted to give you the information and be done. So we probably shouldn't take a whole lot of time this morning to go through everything. So we'll get started. The first thing that you can see, we wanted to share one of our events, our Connects tournament, our Connects competition, which was, what, a couple weeks ago? March 17th. And we have a video. However, I don't know, we were thinking as to how well this would go, if I would show it to you via my screen, or if you just wanted to watch it. If you just wanted to click on the link on your own screen and view it, it might be easier to do that, because we were getting some feedback earlier whenever I played it from my screen and then shared it out to you. So I see Eric. Eric, do you have the video up on your screen?
I do not.
Okay, I didn't know how that would work. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to play it from here, and we'll see how it goes. It's really only a 2-minute video. This really just captures the highlights of the competition. You can see the kids; they were so excited. It was a great event. So let me give this a try. Okay. I'm going to exit my full screen. Okay. How did that sound? Did it sound okay? Coming through? Okay, good. So Matt can share a little update on that a little bit later, but we just wanted you to see some of the highlights from that event. It was a great day, and the kids had a great time, and it's always exciting when we have a chance to interact with all the kids across the IU in that kind of a capacity. So we just wanted to share those highlights with everyone. So now to the fun stuff, PDE updates. Not a whole lot right now. I did want to start with ESSA, and I attached a PowerPoint, and I'm going to open that up. I'm not going to go through every single slide because there's a lot of detail within this. So I just kind of thought, you know, when you're laying on the beach this summer, you can go through the FAQs, all the information that we have on ESSA right now, which is Every Student Succeeds Act. So I kind of, just so you all are aware that this bill does not go into effect until the 2017-2018 school year. So next school year, 2016-17, that will be our opportunity to kind of get our feet wet. And PDE will then have an opportunity to kind of take the, what's in ESSA and make those changes and make the adoptions that will apply here in Pennsylvania. So nothing will be changing officially until 17-18. There is a YouTube, I'm not going to show it today, but there's a YouTube video. It's like 10 minutes, and it's through the Alliance for Education, and it pretty much just gives you a summary of ESSA. If you just kind of like to watch, you just want to view the updates via that way, you can do so, because I'm not going to show it here. And then on the following slides, it takes each of the main components under ESSA, the standards and assessments, and what does that mean for Pennsylvania, or what are the requirements through ESSA stating in terms of standards and assessments. They must be aligned to challenging academic standards. States must continue to test in English language arts and math in grades 3 through 8 high school. So these are just the highlights of what remains in effect, or what will be in effect through ESSA. And then once Pennsylvania takes all of this information and adopts it into our own language, is what remains to be. That's what we'll have to wait to see what happens. But this is really the highlights, and you can see it in terms of the accountability and school improvement. What are the changes there? And really, there's a lot of, they're shifting the responsibility for the design, for the implementation, and the makeup of the accountability system to the state level. So they're really allowing states some more flexibility in terms of accountability and school improvement. Educator evaluation. ESSA removes the federal oversight as to how educators are evaluated. Once again, keep in mind that we do have Chapter 4, and whatever's in the language in Chapter 4 does not change our educator effectiveness system as we have it now. Now that doesn't mean there couldn't be modifications made, but anytime there's a law, it's not easy to make any changes once a law is in effect. Then we have, these are all of the programs under ESSA, all of the federal programs. And on the following slides, you'll see that each one is defined a little bit more. So we have Title I, which is obviously improving academic achievement of the disadvantaged. We're all familiar with Title I. Title II is preparing, training, recruiting highly qualified teachers. That's the professional development aspect. Title III is language instruction for English learners. Title IV, 21st century schools. Title V, flexibility and accountability. Title VI, Indian, Native American, and Native Alaska Native education. Title VII, impact aid. Title VIII, general education provisions. And Title IX, education for the homeless and other laws. Trust me, I don't know the details of some of these. However, on the next slide, there is a little highlight so that you can see what each one is kind of all about. Title I, like I said, I think we're all familiar with that, so I don't need to go in a whole lot of detail. But where you see yellow, just kind of wanted to pull out that specific piece of information. So in Title I, it provides greater discretion to states to design respective standards and accountability system, but this was already done with the PA4 standards, which will then remain in place because of Chapter 4. And then other information through Title I, obviously AYP is being replaced with state established benchmarks. Currently we have PSSA and Keystone exams. However, looking for modifications to adapt that graduation requirement. This is going to be a state decision, which may end up being a local decision. Who knows what's going to happen there. Some of the language was changed. If you think of, right now we have focus and priority schools. So if we look at our the support and the improvement that's focused on the lowest performing 5% of schools, this is still being defined. However, at the moment, the lowest performing 5% of schools are going to be called Comprehensive Support and Improvement Schools, or CSI. and then the current focus schools will be called Targeted Support and Improvement Schools, or TSI. So the language is going to change from the priority and focus to what you see here, the CSI and the TSI. And then school-wide, Title I schools must amend their plans to reflect ESSA school-wide requirements by June 31st, 2017. Once again, we do have some time until that comes into play. So more information will be coming, but these are just some of the highlights and some of the language that will be changed. Title II, the one thing I want to highlight here is that Title II under ESSA eliminates that highly qualified teacher requirement and requires teachers working in Title I programs to meet applicable state certification and licensure standards. So HQT, however, requirements will still be in place for special education paraprofessionals, and they must follow the guidance from the CSPG 101. Once again, Title II describes what are the local uses of the funds. You can, like I said, I'm not going to go through all the details here. Title III goes into the English language proficiency, the English language learners. And once we get to Leonard, if Leonard has anything to add, he can certainly chime in. And once again, I'm not going to go through all of this. You can when you have the time, take a look at more of this information. It does talk about the testing and opting out. However, ESSA will defer to state and local policies regarding testing and opting out of assessments. There's some language there. There's some information on the Uniform Grant Guidance, or the UGG. If you have not heard of UGG, which I'm sure you probably have, especially those who work with the federal program side of things. There's some more information here on the Uniform Grant Guidance, which is UGG. There's some links for your knowledge. And some additional thoughts on ESSA on the following slides, and I'm not going to go into detail. So there's more information. There's links throughout. Feel free to take a look at this in more detail when you have an opportunity. But I at least wanted to provide you with some information that's not in 10 to 15 pages worth of information. Any questions? If you do, just feel free to chime in, unmute yourself, and just ask. So moving on, roster verification. Obviously right now, I think you all are aware that we are in roster verification phase. The preview phase has already ended. And right now we are in the teacher verification stage, and you can see the dates there. There was an email sent out on Monday of this week indicating the information of the teacher verification phase. Then the next phase will be the school administrator verification phase, and there will be an email notification sent out on that Monday, May 30th, to whomever is designated as your go-to person for roster verification. And then the LEA district verification stage will be June 11th to the 24th, and an email will be sent out Monday, June 13th. So, I mean, the communication is certainly flowing here. Just make sure you're aware that this is very important to have all of this information in. Once a district submits their roster to SAS EVAS, that's considered final. Just so you know, so no rosters can be returned to LEAs this year. And LEAs, it says, we were told to let you all know that you should wait until the end, or at least near the end of the final district LEA verification phase to submit your rosters. They don't feel that there's any benefit to submitting early, because if waiting until the end, you may discover that there were some errors or some information that you were not aware of. So just wait until the very end of the phase to submit your final roster. So everything, I mean, if no questions, I'll just continue to move on. Comprehensive planning. So phase 2, so for those of you in phase 2, special education plans were due on May 1st. So hopefully phase 2 schools, you were able to adhere to that deadline. Any priority and focus schools out there, if you're listening, the school improvement plan resubmission is due June 30th. And as always, all plans must be posted to a district website for 28 days prior to final submission. And then the PA planning team wanted to make sure that you all are aware of the updated feature within the comprehensive planning web application that will provide strategies and resources as you develop your action plans. So this was available April 4th, and the link to the PDE recognized strategies was changed to this information, was an import strategy from Resource Bank. And so from the help of a variety of school leaders and IU folks, the team has created this repository of strategies and resources that you can select after identifying your goals within the system. So now with this upgrade, you'll be able to select the strategy from that import link, import it into your application, and then explain how your LEA plans to implement that strategy. So if you are the one that you're getting your hands involved in the comp planning, know that that upgrade has been made available effective April 4th. And then phase 3, phase 3 is pretty much you're next in line, and I know this email was sent out, but I just wanted to reiterate in case you did not see this email, that the team would like to inform all of you of the upcoming phase 3 trainings. You can see that there are several face-to-face trainings. Now, they're not all local. You can see King of Prussia, all 3 of the TANs, and then 3 other IUs will be hosting this face-to-face. They encourage that you attend the face-to-face session that's nearest you. But obviously I know travel requirements and travel can be difficult. So they do have a virtual session available on August 19th at 9 a.m. for anyone that's unable to join the face-to-face sessions that are listed in, mainly there's a couple in June, a couple in July, and 1 in August. And here's the link to join the Zoom meeting for that August 19th virtual phase 3 comprehensive plan meeting. Here they do, there's the registration link is here to register for any of the face-to-face sessions. So each person that would be attending must submit a registration. And if you're not sure which phase you're currently in, here's the link, an active link that will take you to the comprehensive planning phase configuration list. You can find your district listed and it'll let you know what phase you're in case you're unaware. And then as always, the comprehensive planning team, they host virtual office hours every 2 weeks. And here's a link if you would ever want to connect with them during those office hours. There's a link there to register from one of those time slots. Next, we have information on the early warning EWS, or the early warning dashboard system. And it's a voluntary free tool that is available through the Commonwealth. I'm not sure how many of you have even taken advantage or even looked into what this can offer, but I did link, this link right here will take you out to PDE's website if you wanted some more additional information of what the early warning dashboard is. But the latest information that we got from PDE is they have a survey that they would like all of you to complete, or they're asking at least one person from per district complete this survey, either a superintendent or a designee. And what they're doing is they're assessing the use of this early warning system and dashboard across the state, and they want to gather some information to inform future direction. And like I said, it's intended to gather feedback from schools in order to set goals for a larger scale implementation. If you're, like I said, if you're not familiar with the dashboard, feel free to check it out. I do know that it works with your PIMS, and it's really assist districts in identifying students at risk of dropping out. It's to build a library of specific interventions. It really tracks, and they call it the ABCs: attendance, behavior, and course performance. So it's a dashboard of data to kind of keep it simple for kids, so that you can track, who do you see is in danger of potentially dropping out based upon the data that you're collecting through a variety of sources. And this dashboard keeps it all in one place. And like I said, it's free, it's voluntary. Check it out, and there's information on this site if you would want to apply to become a user of this system. But this survey is brief. It's like 8 questions long. It just asks for some brief information from you, even if you have interest in potentially utilizing this service from PDE. So if you can, check it out. Try to get somebody from your district to complete the survey. Shouldn't take too long. I took a look at it this morning, and like I said, it's 8 questions. Okay, so that's really all of the PDE kind of updates. Do we have any questions at this point? Any clarifications? Okay. Bright Bites. So we talk about Bright Bites quite a bit, and I wanted to give you an update with Bright Bites. Right now, we had 17 districts that collected at least one round of data. So that's pretty good. We were impressed to see that we had that many districts at least collect one round. We're encouraging, though, at this point to continue to collect data. At least for those that have collected one round, that's pretty much your baseline data. So now, based on that data, what have you done? What are some things you've implemented? What is some professional development that you've conducted for your teachers based upon the data that you conducted? And then when you collect your second round, hopefully then you're able to see some growth within that data. We are going to be hosting a data day on Thursday, June 23rd at our Richland site. It's an all-day event from 9 to 3. And Bright Bites, Karen Goldstein, thank you. Karen Goldstein from the Bright Bites team will be there to conduct this PD. So I'm going to take you to the flyer here. So here's our flyer. There's a registration link. So we encourage all districts who have collected Bright Bites data to join us in this day. And it's really going to focus on identifying, using your data that you've collected, and then identifying pathways to professional learning that will have an impact at your school. So it will be a good day to participate in, especially if you're looking for ways to focus your professional development around your data. That's really what the key to this day is going to be. So you can see the information, the location, and what's going to occur, who should attend, and I think that's all the information that's on there. Yes, and then the registration link is right here. There's no cost to attend, and there's no cost for folks to join and to collect the data through using Bright Bites. The IU has purchased this the last 2 years as a free service to our districts, and fortunately we will be able to continue to offer this service next year at no cost. And contact myself or Brenda Calhoun if you have interest. If you do, we immediately connect with the Bright Bites staff, and they are great in terms of getting in contact with the districts as soon as they can to begin that conversation, at least. Even if you're not sure you want to go through the process, it's good to have a conversation with the team. They can kind of give you an idea as to what is involved and what you would gain by going down this path with Bright Bites. But It's good stuff, it really is. So don't miss this event. If you've collected data and you're kind of wondering what you want to do with it, this would be a great opportunity to send some folks and put together a plan for future professional development. So an update on Rockstar teachers. Right now, what we're doing, we have a second cohort that we're getting ready to start. The teachers will be informed, hopefully today. It's on my to-do list, and email out to the teachers who were nominated to be a part of this group. We have selected 3 dates for professional development, 1 date in August, 1 date in October, and then 1 day in November. So 3 days overall that we would bring this group together. There is a cost of $150 per teacher to cover the 3 full days of PD. Right now we have 19 teachers that were nominated. I think 10 different districts nominated teachers, so we have a nice group. I'll still take names. If you still want to submit a name before school is out, you just have to let me know as soon as possible so that we can get in touch with those teachers. We'll certainly add additional teachers if you have folks that you would like to nominate. So that's kind of our plan for cohort 2. We're going to get that PD up and running. But then we have our first cohort that participated at the beginning of last summer and then into this school year. So that's our 2015-16 cohort. We are going to offer additional professional development beginning in August 2016 with a follow-up date in October. There will be no cost for this group to attend, and I actually need to upload the flyer, and maybe one of my team members here sitting with me can upload that real quick. It's the professional development we're going to have in August. It's 2 days, and the title is Yes You Can, Teaching Outside the Books. So we're going to work with this group who has interest. It's all voluntary. We have a few teachers that have signed up to participate from this cohort, and we're going to work with them on kind of doing some blended learning with their instruction. So we'll get that flyer uploaded here momentarily. And then this cohort, it's been interesting. Some of the teachers, they've conducted Twitter chats. We've had 2 of them, I believe. One particular teacher from the Hollidaysburg Area School District has been leading these Twitter chats. And we have focused those chats around grading, around, oh goodness, what's the other one? Grading and homework and grading. Those were our 2 topics. So hopefully, so we really did create a nice network with these teachers, and they've had some great ideas, and we're looking forward to working with this group. So I did inform the superintendents, the unit council last week that if these teachers, this new group of teachers, if they have not been notified that they are going to be within this new group of Rockstars, please make sure you let them know, because I'm going to send the email out probably today, if not tomorrow, letting them know all the details. And we do have our summer driver's theory course. Right now, we're still taking information. If kids are interested in taking this, just the theory portion of driver's ed. It's 30 hours. Here are the dates. It's open to students in grades 9 to 12, $60 per student. And a flyer was sent to schools for distribution. It's also, the information is also on our website. All right, so moving on to our IU updates. Rita Height, our math curriculum specialist, is not able to be here, so I'm going to go over her information. The first part here would be the MSP grant update. So for anyone involved in the current MSP grant, the spending summary for year 3 of the grant is due by May 31st. And you can see over here, Rita has the documents attached. Money must be spent, though, by September 30th of 2016. So we have to have your spending summary, what you're going to spend the money on, by May 31st, but then you have until September 30th to actually spend that money. And then she also attached the stipend spending guidelines, as well as the funding summary documents are attached here on the right. And then the new MSP grant, we've completed and we submitted the proposal for that grant. It was due about a month or so ago. We are still waiting to hear from PDE whether or not we were awarded this grant, and as soon as we know, we will let you know. We were supposed to know by last Friday, so go figure. It's almost a week, and we're still waiting. I think Rita emails PDE on a daily basis, and so we'll keep you posted. But just so you know, this information is important. Your spending summary must be submitted by the 31st of May. We are offering a STEM summer camp. This is the first time that we're offering this camp. So for grades 4 and 5, we have a dash and dot. It's a coding type program. And then for grades 6, 7, and 8, we have Lego Mindstorm. And so you can see the STEM camp flyer is attached on the side here. We did send this out already to schools, but we're asking if you can potentially post this flyer on your website and or Facebook page. If you haven't already done so, we would appreciate that. Both camps will be held at these locations. So June 27th to the 30th, both camps will be offered at the Greater Johnstown CTC. It's 8:30 to noon. And then in August, we will have both camps offered again here at IU8 in Altoona. Once again, 8:30 to noon. And the registration deadline, I think that should say May. It says March 27th. That should say May. We'll fix that. So that register, they still have some time to register. Maybe change it. I didn't catch it. Yeah. Okay. And just so you know, we did have some questions from parents. They wanted to know if the students get to keep the dash and dot little robot or any of the Legos, and the answer to that is no. However, the teachers who will be working at our camps will be able to utilize those within their classroom, and we're hoping to have some sets available that we can loan this out to schools. So we'll keep you posted on that as well. And then Rita also has her IU8 Math networking meeting date scheduled for next school year. You can see she has one in September, October, January, February, and March scheduled, and they are 9 to noon at the Altoona office. So you can pass that information on to any of your math teachers if they want to join in on those meetings. You don't have to come every single one, but if they would like to attend, please let them know those dates have been selected. Okay. All right, I'm going to now have Brenda Calhoun provide her updates. So Brenda, take it away.
Hello there. An email did go out about this recently, the iOS event. We're pretty excited to see how this works because there are a lot of comments from districts about how iPads are not really that friendly for what they need to be doing in classrooms. But with the new update, we're hopeful that they really made some changes. We're excited that they are coming to our Richland office on June 7th, as you see on there, to give us really an Apple version of what this new iOS is going to do for education. So I hope that you can join us. That email did go out. Registration is through Apple, so they're keeping us posted on people registering. I think it's going to be a really eye-opening event. And the other thing that I wanted to mention to everyone is that Discovery Education renewals are due on Monday, if at all possible. I've received quite a few, so we really appreciate those of you who have gotten that to me. Even if you're not renewing, which is perfectly fine, if you could just even shoot me an email, you don't even have to do the form, just so I know that you're not interested and I don't hear from you in the middle of September when your teachers come back and don't have access. And then we have to go back and do another renewal. So if you could possibly let me know one way or the other about that by Monday or even next week, just before you really shut your doors for the summer. And if you have any questions about whether I have yours or not, just let me know, and I will certainly go through my files and let you know. That's all for me.
Good, thanks, Brenda. Okay, Matt Daniel will talk about student programs.
Just a real quick wrap up of the school year with our student programs here. Scholastic quiz, I don't know if the districts were aware, we had a playoff between the West Central League, which would be the Cambria and Somerset counties, and they competed against the Bedford-Blair League, which was obviously Bedford-Blair County. Altoona School District played Westmont, and Altoona actually advanced to the state competition this year. Harrisburg. So congratulations to them. Next year, we're looking for another good turnout with the number of participating districts. So if you're a district that would like to be involved and you are not, please get a hold of us and we'll like to get you on the schedule. For reading competition, just an update, the fall competition for the 2016 school year will be November 15th and November 17th at the Bellwood Annis Middle High School. Star Lab, we are actually wrapping up the school year with the Star Lab. It's in Somerset this year. Again, as I mentioned in past curriculum network meetings, if you are a district who's interested in use of the Star Lab, for the next school year, please contact me here towards August with your interest in it. We'll go over some dates that you might be able to use the Star Lab. Computer Fair, we typically have it at Penn State Altoona. We are currently looking at possibly moving to a more centralized location, maybe on the UPJ campus or the St. Francis campus, somewhere a little bit closer for those districts that are in the southern Somerset County area. It takes quite a while for them to get to the Altoona side, so possibly looking into that. The Science Fair, again, was a success at Forest Hills Middle School. We had a great turnout. Both Computer Fair and Science Fair nearly doubled in participants over the last 2 years, so that was excellent. As well as the Connect competition, as you saw in the video. If your district was a part of that, you're aware of the event and how it turned out. But if you haven't participated, you'd like more information on that as well, please by all means get a hold of us. It's a great competition. The kids really had a good time. And yesterday we concluded the school year with our Math 24 competition. It was held at the Greater Johnstown Career and Technology Center. 19 participating districts out of 35. Which was pretty good, and again, we had some pretty good media coverage, and the students had a good time. It was a success. So again, if you weren't involved in that and would like to be, need more information, just get a hold of us.
And then I know that nine students, 3 from each grade stands. We had 3 kids from the 4 to 5 age group, or 4th, I shouldn't say 4 to 5 age, 4th to 5th grade. 3 students from 6th grade and 3 students from the 7th to 8th grade. So 9 total are able to advance to the state competition, I think June 15th in Harrisburg. So those 9 finalists yesterday were handed their ticket to Harrisburg, and they were pretty excited about that. So there were 3 winners, 1 in each grade span, but then 9 overall still qualified for state. This is the first year for the state level competition, and I don't know how long. It's a very long time. So really, Math 24, the challenge is it's coming back strong, and we have a lot of great feedback from the event yesterday. A lot of teachers were very thankful for hosting this event. It really does bring a lot of energy, and the kids are amazing. I could not. The kid that won in the 4th and 5th grade, who was from Richland. There's no way I could have even beaten him. I mean, he was that good. So it was fun to watch. It was a great event. And what we did here, just so that you can see, if you're curious as to how the student programs that we run and how many participants there were at each event, we listed the program and the grade level for each program, the number of districts out of 35 that participated in these events this year, and then how many participants, how many students were actually involved in each event. So I think this is a good way to showcase that the student programs that we do run here are very well attended, and we really appreciate the support that all of our districts provide, and really just the participation of your kids. Matt does a great job running these programs, and I know that he's very thankful for the district participation. So this just gives you a kind of a snapshot of the 2015-16 school year and all of the different events that we had.
And also, so you know, we try really hard to represent our student programs heavily on our social media. It's definitely something we need to get better at, but please do keep that in mind that we do have the Facebook and the Twitter. They're not as active as we want them to be, but we're getting there. So we have some pictures up there from yesterday, and we have more to put up today. So check that out, please.
Thank you. Okay, Chris, I think if you want to unmute.
Okay, so Janelle, if you can just open the flyer.
I will do so.
And while she's doing that, what this is a flyer about, you'll see is a new professional development series that we're launching this summer. It's called the Virtual Learning Design Series. And it is for your teachers who want to sort of dabble in creating virtual learning experiences. And so it consists of 5 workshops. They're all live workshops. And the workshops are listed to the right. The first workshop is an all-day face-to-face workshop in Altoona. And the others are all online. They're still live workshops, but they're online in Zoom. And then in between these workshops, there are some self-directed lessons and resources for the teachers to work through. And it's all around guiding them in the designing of virtual learning experiences following a particular format or a particular learning model. And so they can do this in Canvas or in Moodle or in whatever systems make sense for them that their district may already use. If they come to us from a district that has not yet adopted an LMS, we will provide a Canvas account for them to build within. And so by the end of this workshop series, they will have designed a complete module, a complete virtual learning module that they can then use with their students in the fall. So the series starts June 8th. The first workshop is June 8th. And the registration link is on the form and on the flyer, but it's also on the wiki. I added it to the wiki just a few minutes ago. So you can register your teachers. If you have a teacher that you think is ready to start experimenting with a learning management system and building some virtual learning content, then this would be a great opportunity for them to have a lot of guidance in that process and become a part of a group of teachers who are doing the same. And since these are all live online workshops, if there's a schedule conflict, so if you have a teacher who can attend or is interested, but has a conflict on one of those dates, they will all be recorded. So they can watch the recording if the scheduling is an issue for them. So we want to make it as accessible as possible for them. So the other sort of perk or benefit to this is if a teacher works through this design series and ends up going sort of above and beyond and creates 2 full virtual learning modules, then they will be able to have a class pack of seats, a class pack of Canvas accounts, so that they could use it with up to 30 students and actually implement this in their classroom and give it a real go and see how it works for them, see what kind of tweaks they might need, and use it to make a decision about whether or not this is a platform they'd like to use long term. So it's a good way to experiment, like I said, with a lot of guidance and a lot of support along the way. It's those 5 live workshops and 4 self-directed lessons between each workshop. And so I'm hoping you'll pass this along with your teachers, share it with those that you think may be interested.
And we shared this at Youth Council with the superintendents last Friday. It's kind of like when we first launched it. This is the second time that we've shared this information. So no, this has not gone out via email or anything to principals or to teachers, nobody. So we just wanted to share it with you, and we probably will be sending this out via email as well, to send it out to everybody just so that you have the information again. But this information, like Chris said, will be on the wiki, but also probably look for a follow-up email. Any questions? Okay. Any questions for Chris with this? If this is new? Okay, thanks, Chris.
Okay, you're welcome.
Okay, Jen Kane, our PIC Mentor Literacy Specialist, she's going to share her information next with you.
Okay, just some updates from PIC. Had a very successful year with our instructional coaches. Currently, we have 43 coaches that participated in PIC from 19 different school districts. Very excited next year that Somerset and Greater Johnstown will be new to PIC, adding coaches. And Wimber, who is currently a part of PIC, will be adding an additional coach. So below you can see we meet monthly for PLO meetings. The dates are scheduled there. We will also be having some summers, letters, professional development opportunities. The first one is in June. That's the early childhood module that will be in the Evansburg office. There is no prerequisite for this module. Module 2 will be held in the Richland office. Module 1 is a requirement for this one, as well as Module 3, which will be in our Altoona office. We will also be bringing John Collins back next school year for a writing initiative. Very successful turnout for him this year. The dates are listed there. The first October 24th date, that is the introduction to Collins writing, and that is a prerequisite to attend the other 2 dates. He will also be coming to do a day on informative and TBA writing and argumentative writing. All of those will be at the Altoona office from 9 to 3. We are currently working on bringing a John Collins associate to come in and focus on K-4 writing. We're working with her right now, and those dates should be established very soon.
Those are all 2016. Just those up there.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, yes, I'll show that one.
this should be 2016.
Yeah,
We'll
they
fix
are
that.
2016. Thank you for that.
And Jen will also add here of this being a prerequisite.
Yes, okay.
Add that just so you don't forget that information. Okay, Melinda is here with us. She's our Open Campus Initiative Program Director, one of her hats that she wears. So Melinda has just a few updates to let you know as to what's going on with Open Campus.
Hello, everyone. Just wanted to let you know, as of yesterday, IUA is now partnered with Adventum, and so that's going to bring additional discounts to all school districts in IUA, not just the Open Campus. So I wanted to make sure everybody knew that. You will still contact your Adventum representative. They will be handling all of the products that way. There are discounts for new products that you would want to obtain through Adventum. We will also be getting we will have the Arts Anywhere curriculum that was showcased at the last curriculum meeting, and we will have that available through the Open Campus. Please contact me if you need some more information on that. Virtual high school, the pricing list that was established by the Open Campus group on the meeting that they had in May does not list a discount for virtual high school courses, but we're able to work something out since then. So if you are interested in some virtual high school courses, please contact me. The updated pricing sheet, any vendor information, and all course listings are available on the IUA Campus Open Campus website, and I have the link there anyway. And that's all I have as far as updates. Okay, thank you.
All right, thanks, Melinda. Pat Mulroy, are you out there?
I am. Thanks so much.
She's there, great. Pat is another one of our virtual learning specialists, and she is working on our World of Language initiative, a World of Learning with a focus on the world languages. So she has some information that she wants to share. I'll open that up for you.
Thanks, Janelle. And some of you may or may not have heard about our World of Learning Institute. And what we're hoping to do, and Janelle just asked you to slide up the slides there, is really trying to provide alternatives for you when you don't have a world language teacher, or if you want to offer things that are not available in your district to expand your students' opportunities. And if we continue sliding up, you'll see that we do work with great teachers who provide lots of relationships in an online environment. We're going to be using Zoom like you are here, so students will actually be able to see the teacher and interact with the teacher, and they'll also be able to interact in Zoom on the whiteboard and do collaborative and engaging activities. And in the next slide, you can see that we have a variety of ways that we can offer the program. It can be synchronous, where the students meet with the teacher several days a week. It can be part synchronous, where they might only meet once a week with the teacher and then do activities in an online course. Or some districts in the past have looked at a completely asynchronous model, which we do not recommend for world languages. It's really much better to have the interaction with the teacher when they are in that classroom. So when you're ready, and Janelle, just one more slide up, if folks need world languages, we have a variety to choose from. We have Spanish, French, German, Japanese, Arabic, Chinese, Latin, and Russian. And the teachers are busy preparing outstanding courses. Chris Davis, who just spoke to you recently, is worked with some of these or most of these teachers in professional development. So they are great online teachers. The courses are engaging and they're really a lot of fun. So if you'd like to know more about it, you can email me or call me. And I believe on the next slide is my information. 2 events that we will be announcing and will probably come to your email shortly. We're going to do some 2-week summer camps. We have teachers in Russian, French, and Spanish who are interested in doing a 2-week summer camp to show you just what they look like. If your students are interested, we'll have more information probably next week coming out. And then finally, beginning June 6th, every Monday night from June 6th through the end of June at 8:30 at night, we're going to offer MOOC, a massive online course. And that MOOC will be free. And that will also be a way for schools and districts to get an opportunity to take a look at what the world languages look like in an online environment. So again, look for those emails. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to either call or email me in the coming weeks. So if there's no questions, that's all I have. And thank you, everybody, for your time today.
Thanks, Pat. Okay. Moving right along, I think Leonard is next. Leonard has a few updates to share with you, our ESL program specialist.
Yeah, good talk. You gave us Ian. Anyhow, there's a lot happening in English as a second language. Primarily, under ESSA, they've eliminated the acronym Limited English Proficient, which most people thought was pejorative, because who wants to call a child limited English proficient? The word limited is pejorative. It's been replaced with, that term's replaced with language instruction for English learners and immigrant students. The ELL, English language learners, has been replaced with just EL. You're going to see that all the time. That's the only term they're going to use is EL. ELL is history. So, as well as the federal government. The website, I put a website in there, Rosetta Stone. I'm not endorsing Rosetta Stone. We don't endorse anything, but they have a lot of neat stuff, lesson plans, articles on Rosetta Stone, and it's all free. You sign up for a free newsletter, and it'll come right to you. And I'm sure you'll find things on there you can use. Anyhow, the new WIDA access placement test, you probably thought it was new last year. It's going to be new. It's been updated, and it's going to be, they're not sure, pencil and paper, online, or a combination of both. And they anticipate the new version will be August 1st. As you know, the WAPT, or WIDA access placement test, is the screener for the English language learners who are identified through the home language survey. And until that time, until they come up and say, here is the new WAPT, we are still using the current version. And do not take the administrative approval test yet. Those who are anxious to take that, please wait until September 1st, because you can take it now if you want, but it won't count until after September 1st. So just wait until that point in time. Title III is still in effect for now. It's a I'm looking for the right word, but it's being transitioned out to Title I. English as a second language will be entirely under Title I. And I'm just channeling the information I was given to by PDE at the last telephone conference we had. They said to expect Title I to be more in-depth, more overall ESL monitoring of districts, and I'm quoting them word for word, more ESL monitoring of districts, charter schools and cyber schools to meet state and federal law, especially in reference with students with ELs, with disabilities, and that's pretty much, like I said, a quote from them. Much more emphasis on communication with parents in their preferred language. So what PD expects all districts, charter schools, and cyber schools to use the current and new communication with parent guardians. They're going to add 50 new parent communication documents to the Transact site. If you're not sure how the Transact site works, please just email me or call me. I think most of you know that site. The Pennsylvania Department of Education pays $6 million a year for that site, and they want it used. They really want it used now that the federal government is breathing down their neck on it. So, and it's free. Okay, there used to be a rumor that you paid for it, but it's all free. Every document that you can think of is on there in many different languages, and of course English. And they're all legally, the legal people of PDE have all okayed them as being perfect. I know many schools have actually adopted that document in lieu of their own. August 1st, there's going to be new and updated exit criteria. They didn't go into too much depth on that, but as you may know, a student has to be properly exited from English as a second language. Just a reminder, EL is not properly exited by September 1st. Must remain in ESL classes for school year 2016-2017. I usually get calls around September 30th or something like that. We forgot to look at this child. By then it's too late. So if you need help with that, let me know. They added a lot of new ESL information and lesson plans to SAS. There's been a request for more of that kind of stuff on SAS, so check it out. ESSA expects that PDE, a lot of this pressure is that we're going to get is coming from pressure being put on the Pennsylvania Department of Education. So PDE wants to involve all educators in ESL. That means content teachers, administrators, counselors. In return, these educators will in return work with PDE to meet ESSA expectations. So in the past, ESL information basically was mostly for just ESL instructors and administrators, and that's not so anymore. I'm quoting PDE reference to ESSA here again. The WIDA access test scores will be available by June 6, 2016. If you need help interpreting those scores, I can help you with that. They're looking at any ELs who have been in ESL instruction for more than 5 years. They're going to start looking at what you can do to help them. Although it's 5 to 10 years for many children, but they're looking at that as a benchmark time. Schools that have not completed the annual LEP report, I really thought somebody was going to have a stroke on the other end of the line from PDE. Many schools have not completed the annual LEP report. If you haven't done that, please contact me so you're not in default. These schools, and just again quoting PDE, will face increasing and ongoing pressure to complete the report up to and the possibility of withholding state and federal funding of programs, because they can do that. If you're in default on a report, they can just say, well, until you get the report done, we're withholding state and federal funding. So, and an important thing here is, I often get calls on this, all districts, charter, and cyber schools complete this report, whether they have ELs or not. I often get a question like, well, we don't have any. I understand that, but it's not my call. PDE wants the report done, whether you have 0 or 1,000. We made improvements to the WEED access testing, including a certification through DRC for a site technologist. So every school is going to have a site technologist who has a certification to set up the online access testing. And one quick thing here, on the WEED website, they have brand new can-dos. They have one for early childhood. As you may or may not know, we do test pre-K children. And below and on what I have on the screen are the dates for the WEED access test administrations, and you can see all those dates. I won't review each one. Also, right now, cohort O is starting in June. It's on the PDE website, or PDE, excuse me, IU8 website, and we have a number of schools have already entered teachers to attend. In 1 year, they can complete all the courses to get their ESL certification. So, need help with that? Contact me. And one more thing, very quickly. Two friends of mine at Millersville University. I didn't get a chance to put this on the website, but I will. They sent me 2 books. They wrote this Bill and Percy Henley. They are married. They wrote a book called 4 Things Every Teacher Should Know About English Language Learners, an easy read for busy educators, and I'll put that on here. And the other one is 4 Things Every Principal Should Know About English Language Learners, and they're really good. It's an easy read, really good. You can probably read it in about an hour or 2. Okay, that's about it.
Thanks, Leonard.
Sure.
Awesome. And then just to wrap up, we have listed at the bottom of our wiki some upcoming events and professional learning opportunities. We have our Region 6 Summer Leadership Academy, who we partner with IU 10 and 11. We do have listed here the descriptors of all of the sessions that will be running. And we also have information on our golf outing, which is Wednesday morning. So the registration deadline isn't until June 17th. So you do have some time yet to register. Here is the link to register online. But the dates are June 13th, 14th, and 15th at Top Trees and State College. It's going to be a great event. So if you haven't already registered and you're planning to attend, make sure you do so here within the next coming weeks. Our IU8 Summer Professional Development Catalog is now available. So make sure that you pass that along to your teachers if they're in need of that 48 hours or, just some additional professional learning over the summer. We have a nice variety of offerings that will be at a variety of our locations. So please share that. I know that Karen Macon had sent an email out to everyone just recently. So maybe you've already seen that come through. If not, it's located right here. And then finally, we have Penn State Altoona is hosting an event at the Altoona Blair County Convention Center on August 5th. And Ron Clark, America's educator Ron Clark, I'm not sure, you've probably heard of him before. He's the author of several books, including Move Your Bus. He will be the guest speaker for that event. It's an all-day event. I did send that information out via email. Once again, if you happen to miss that or you did not get that information, here's the flyer with additional details and how you might register. I actually did register to attend. It's on a Friday, and I've heard good things about him and his speaking, and so I'm anxious to check that out. So, okay, I believe that's all that we have. As you all do, share this information back, at staff meetings when you get together with your teams. If you have any questions, you know where to reach us. And this really it concludes our Curriculum Network meetings for this school year. And I will be working here soon to get those dates scheduled for next school year. And if you have any feedback on this virtual Zoom meeting, let me know. Let me know if you liked it, you didn't like it. Maybe we'll be able to incorporate these in the future to save on some of that travel, especially this time of the year. So we appreciate any feedback that you have. If there's no questions, I'll pause for a few seconds if there are any questions before we exit the meeting.
Thanks, guys, very much. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Eric. Appreciate it. Okay, we are going to end the meeting. And like I said, thank you very much for joining us. And I'll be sending out a recording link. Hopefully it worked. I'll send that out today at some point. So have a good day, everyone. Woo-hoo.